You wake up in the morning feeling tired even after a full night's sleep. Your body feels unusually heavy, as if you have been bearing an invisible load all night long. As you begin your day, every task seems like an insurmountable challenge. Getting ready, responding to messages, even forcing yourself to smile feels like a monumental effort. Deep down, a sense of fatigue permeates your entire being, and yet you are not even entirely sure why. You've tried to eat healthier and you've committed to staying active, but nothing alleviates this constant sense of exhaustion. My dear friends, what if this overwhelming fatigue is not merely a symptom of physical tiredness? What if it is a signal from your body that reflects what your soul has been silently crying out for months? What if this feeling of weariness is Allah's way of drawing your attention inward? Sometimes we become so wrapped up in life's hustle that we ignore the gentle whispers of our heart, and Allah then lets our bodies become the voice that speaks louder. This is not punishment, it is mercy. It is Allah saying, slow down, reflect, something is amiss within you and I want you to return to me. In today's discussion, we're going to explore 5 telling signs that this fatigue you're experiencing might be signaling something deeper than mere tiredness. These signs are interconnected with your health, your heart, your habits, and most importantly, your connection with the one who created you. Stay with us until the end, because this may very well not only shine light on what's draining your spirit, but provide you the roadmap to feel alive again, just as your soul has longed for. The first sign to consider is that you are constantly surrounded by people, yet feel utterly empty. You attend work, go to school, and engage in family gatherings, always among others. You respond to messages, update your social media, and offer a laugh here and there. However, deep down, you feel like you're merely going through the motions, running on autopilot. On the outside, you're smiling, but inside, you're numb. Gradually, your body amplifies this state of disconnect. You feel exhausted before the day even begins, and even the most trivial tasks feeling incredibly daunting. This is not merely social fatigue, it's something deeper, soul exhaustion. This kind of fatigue surfaces when you allocate all your energy toward others while neglecting your own needs and your relationship with Allah. We live in a world that constantly bombards us with noise and distractions. We are always online and in performance mode, yet our souls were not designed for relentless interactions with people. They were created to connect with Allah. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, often withdrew from crowds to spend time alone with his Creator. Before receiving revelation, he would retreat to the cave of Hira for days of solitude, reflection, and worship. It was never out of disdain for people. Even the strongest of hearts need to step back from the world to rekindle their connection with Allah. So maybe your tiredness isn't a sign that you are doing too much. Perhaps it signifies that you have been doing too little of what truly nourishes your soul. The next time you feel inexplicably tired, resist the urge to scroll endlessly on social media or simply collapse into bed. Instead, take a moment for yourself. Sit alone, open the Quran, make ablution, and immerse yourself in Allah's presence. Embrace the silence and experience reflection without distractions. Your body may be fatigued, but what your soul genuinely craves is a genuine connection with your Creator, as well as moments of solitude to reflect. The second sign is that you might find yourself doing all the correct things, yet your heart feels distant from your actions. You pray, you fast, you follow the guidelines of Islam, you read the Quran each day, On the surface, you are fulfilling your religious obligations, but if you're honest with yourself, you can sense that your heart is not invested. Your prayers feel rushed, your supplications feel dry, and your acts of worship often resemble a checklist you hurriedly complete before collapsing into bed. You may be left wondering, why am I still so exhausted when I'm doing everything right? The surprising revelation is that obligations performed without intention can transform into burdens instead of blessings. When your heart is disconnected from its acts of worship, they may begin to drain your energy rather than replenish it. The reason is simple. Allah desires not just your physical actions. He yearns for your sincerity. He wants you fully present during each prayer and supplication, expressing love for Him, not just fulfilling an obligation. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that actions are judged by their intentions. When you pray out of duty rather than a genuine desire to connect, that fatigue you feel after prayer is not rooted in physical exhaustion. It means your soul hasn't received the sustenance it seeks through worship. Before you lay down to sleep tonight, take a moment to introspect. Ask yourself, have I been merely performing my worship? Or am I truly connecting with Allah? This question may reveal the key to lifting a burden you didn't even realize you were carrying. Real energy does not merely originate from caffeine, sleep, or exercise. It finds its source in a deeper meaning, a profound purpose, and genuine presence created in the company of your Creator. The third sign is a familiar one. You keep telling yourself, just 5 more minutes, but it invariably consumes your entire night. You know that moment when you lie down to sleep and pick up your phone? You think, let me check a few things before I go to sleep, only to lose track of time and suddenly it's 1 a.m. Your eyes are burning from the screen, your heart is heavy, and your mind is racing, but restful sleep is nowhere in sight. The next morning you wake up feeling utterly drained, and your first thought is, why am I always so tired? Let's consider this honestly. It's not just your body that needs rest. It's what you're feeding your soul before sleep that truly counts. Your soul was created for the remembrance of Allah, for peace, for stillness, but instead you have cluttered it with notifications, scrolling, and overwhelming distractions. Here's the startling truth. You haven't just lost sleep, you've lost light as well. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that if a person goes to sleep without remembering Allah, the devil wraps around him until he wakes up. So it is worth pondering whether the reason you feel drained throughout the day is not the actions of your daily schedule, but the manner in which you end your nights. You didn't give your soul the opportunity to exhale, or the chance for your heart to ask for protection from things you may not even realize are detrimental to you. Instead, you drowned your day in noise, comparisons, distractions, and perhaps even sin. What's more disheartening is the fact that you often convince yourself that the just 5 minutes routine is harmless. However, those 5 minutes can end up costing you your energy and focus, sometimes even jeopardizing your ability to wake up for the morning prayer. The hard truth is that the devil does not always attack with grand temptations. Sometimes he merely whispers for you to linger a little longer, creating a numbing effect that draws you away from feeling your soul drifting. This evening, I urge you to give your soul something different. Put the phone aside, whisper praises of Allah, and express gratitude. Engage in supplication, speaking to Allah like He is the only one truly listening, because He is. You will notice a beautiful transformation. You will slip into a deeper sleep and awaken feeling invigorated. The fourth sign revolves around those silent emotions you carry within you. There may not be any visible wounds, no high fevers or broken bones, yet you still feel fatigue day in and day out. You try explaining it to others, but the words never seem to form correctly, so you just keep saying, "I'm okay, just tired." But you are not simply tired, you are carrying years of unaddressed pain, disappointments, heartbreaks, and unanswered prayers buried beneath forced smiles. The sobering truth is that your body remembers what your tongue remains silent about. This internal struggle is why your shoulders may feel heavy and your chest tight. You can't breathe fully, even when nothing overtly wrong exists. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, stated that within the body is a portion that, if its sound makes the whole body healthy, that portion is in fact the heart. You cannot continuously pour out strength without rejuvenating your soul in return. You can't keep accumulating pain and pretending it hasn't impacted you. Even the Prophet Muhammad, the most beloved of people to Allah, would retreat to the cave of Hira for peace. He would shed tears in prayer, engage with Allah in the stillness of night, not from weakness, but because even those closest to Allah required time to release what weighed heavily upon them. It might be time to stop carrying your burdens alone. Perhaps this fatigue is not a sign of weakness. Perhaps it's your soul quietly yearning to break free from the facade and honestly ask, can we stop pretending now? You don't need to explain your struggles to anyone else. Instead, tonight, take everything you've held inside to Allah. You do not need to articulate your pain in flawless Arabic or fancy phrases. Just sit quietly with Him, allowing your tears to flow, and share your raw truth. Watch how doing so can lift a burden you've carried longer than you can remember, one that even hours of sleep couldn't alleviate. The fifth and final sign points to the truth that you may feel drained because you are doing what many lack the strength to do. Let's be frank. Maintaining your relationship with Allah amidst this world is no easy feat. While people chase after comforts, you are striving for paradise. They sleep through the morning prayer while you are awake, sacrificing sleep for devotion. They indulge in sinful behaviors without the weight of guilt, while even minor slips make your heart ache with remorse. In time, the pressure builds up, and you may feel weary from always saying no to your desires. Slowly, the temptation arises to question why you are constantly the one holding back while longing to partake in fleeting pleasures. The whispers of the devil might infiltrate your thoughts, leading you to feel isolated and alone, inviting doubt about your journey. However, here is where you must redefine your perspective. The exhaustion you feel is not without purpose. It is the exhaustion of righteousness. It is a burden of resilience, a weight of patience that only those who tread the righteous path understand. It is akin to carrying a heavy backpack filled with treasures as everyone else glides downhill with ease. Remember that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, remarked that paradise is surrounded by difficulties, while hell is surrounded by desires. Yes, you may be tired, but your fatigue is not in vain. Every ounce of effort you put into upholding your faith, remaining patient, dedicated, and strong is inscribed in Allah's record with ink that never fades. You are not weak. You are engaging in what others are too preoccupied, too lost, or too blind to recognize. The quiet pain you carry in your chest, the weight upon your back, the heaviness in your limbs, they do not always signify burdens. Sometimes they are a crown meant for the sincere. Allah did not choose you to bear them in vain, but to transform you into someone for whom paradise awaits in the hereafter. Dear brothers and sisters, you may feel exhausted, your body feels worn out, your eyes are heavy, and your heart may be burdened. However, it is crucial to contemplate the possibility that this tiredness does not point to weakness. Perhaps it is a divine sign. Allah might be gently urging you to delve deeper into what is occurring inside. Let's address this together, for the truth is that even in moments of fatigue, we often overlook the countless unseen blessings operating seamlessly in our lives. Your heart continues to beat, your lungs relentlessly breathe, your eyes still open to see, and your legs still carry you forward, all without you needing to command them to do so. Imam Al-Ghazali once stated that if Allah had only granted you the gift of eyesight, worshipping Him in gratitude throughout your life would still not suffice to repay that singular blessing. So, irrespective of what you are waiting for or what challenges you are currently facing, remember to cherish how abundantly blessed you are. If your body craves rest, respond to that call not merely with sleep or mindless scrolling, but with sincere prayer, with immersion in the Quran, and with honest and vulnerable supplications. Make this heartfelt supplication: O Allah, I feel weary, but I know you see me. Heal what I carry in silence. Purify my heart, strengthen my body, and never allow me to forget the blessings you have already granted me. Let my fatigue draw me closer to you rather than push me away. And when I rest, may my soul find peace in your remembrance. If this message resonated with you on any level, I invite you to express it in the comments below by saying, I love Allah. Your words may provide comfort to someone who feels similarly alone in their struggles tonight. Also remember that liking and subscribing is a small gesture, but it allows us to continue sharing nourishing reminders that reconnect people with the one who never forgets them. May Allah grant you the restorative rest you seek, empower your acts of worship, and sustain a heart that consistently turns back toward Him.